Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. I was blind, but now I see. John Newton wrote that in the 1700s. He was a commander of a slave ship, and he was caught in a major storm on the high seas, and he just all of a sudden found himself just crying out to God, "Save me!" And he believes miraculously the ship was saved, and he changed his life because of that. He understood once and for all what grace really meant in his life. He dumped the slave trade, immediately changed his life, and became a follower of God. And amazing grace. What does that mean? I mean, what is the crux of that concept, grace? I really think it is that once you have an appreciation for who you are as a human being, and a respect and awe, a wonder for who God is as an almighty creator, the fear of God, that there's at one point, we're always trying to figure out ways to work our way to God, to reconcile with God, to somehow earn our way into an eternal relationship with God. If you look at all the religions, all the different ways of approaching God, whoever these religions think God is, the 5 pillars of Islam, right? Submitting to this almighty God. The Buddhist Eight-Fold Path, even though God, in a lot of lines of Buddhism, is nothing more than an ethereal life force. The law, as the Jews saw it, right? The laws of karma for the Hindus. Even, I would argue, for the New Agers, you kind of have this global environmental unity call, right? To all come together and create utopia on earth. We're all working towards some notion of reconciling with God, whoever we think God is, and ultimately earning our way to heaven, even if we think heaven is here on earth. Grace is what rips all of that apart. Grace is the concept that says nothing that mankind can do is worthy of an almighty God. Nothing. You can try, you can, as the scriptures say, scrub and scrub with a variety of soaps, and yet the stain of your sin is always going to be there. There is nothing that you can do through some kind of man-made rituals or concepts to work your way into an eternal relationship with God. Grace is something that ultimately wipes everything away. And I think the best concept of grace from Scripture is in Ephesians 2:8. For it's by grace you have been saved, through faith. This is not from yourselves, it's a gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast. There's nothing we can do. That is the beauty of amazing grace. And it's people like John Newton, who wrote that great famous hymn, who finally got it. You wake up one day as this wretched human and go, whoa, I finally get it. Jesus Christ did it. All of the man-made religions say, what do you have to do? What do you have to do? What do you have to do to earn your way to God? And Jesus said, done. I'm the only one, the Son of God, who could do it. And it's by grace, through faith, that you're saved. That's the only way. And ultimately, when you wake up to what amazing grace really is, everything else pales in comparison. All the rules and the rituals and the work and the emptiness all goes away because you finally get it. Amazing grace.